Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My first presentation today, it's a little difficult to start after nice social events that we have yesterday, after all beer and cocktails, but I will try. My presentation will be started from some description of Marvell company that it's sponsor of this event, this company that I work in. I will continue with describing some ARM-based processor evolutions that done by in the world at all and by Marvell company in particular. And after that, I will try to connect all these issues to our subject of our conference, to NetBSD, FreeBSD, society and the community, and all future tasks and plans that we have in this subject. So starting with Marvell, Marvell it's not only a perfume company and not only a Gollywood company produced comics, but today it's a very significant semiconductors company, one of four largest fabless semiconductors company like Marvell, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Qualcomm. It's something like Intel, but without fabs. There is a lot of few development centers in the world. The headquarters, it's located in Santa Clara in California. We have a large development center in Israel, about 1,000 people in Israel, and other development centers is Taiwan, Shanghai, Germany, Italy, and others. Especially I am working in Israel. We have two sites in Israel, one a little north and a little in the middle. In Israel, it's a small country, so different distance between our sites is about 80 kilometers, so it can be one development center really. Marvell, it's a semiconductors company, so most of people working in it, it's hardware people. It's all type of design, verification, layout, and backend, and all keywords that we know from semiconductors. Special I am of software team of Marvell. I'm responsible for network, all network issues and network development in Marvell. So a lot of, most of chips provided by Marvell have some relationship to networking. It can be gateways, it may be NAS, routers, switches, something that usually relation to network. So I have a lot of work for this issue. So we can see that Marvell have a very wide technology portfolio. Historically, Marvell was started as a company that provide some readers for hard disk, and till now it's a very significant part of our portfolio, the storage, hard disk and storage, but with the years Marvell entered other subjects as like Ethernet, switches technologies, processors, wireless, video, power delivery, SoC chip on system on chip systems. Most of key technology developed internally by Marvell. It's Marvell led by some Seat family that they have PhD in physics and technologies. So analog, it's very important for company. For the last time, before about 5 or 6, 8 years, Marvell realized the importance of CPU market and was take a decision to enter as a key player in CPU marketing. So Marvell purchased the license from our company to produce and develop ARM-based CPUs. As you can see in this slide, really ARM in our world, it's most popular processor. So it's even written here that ARM CPUs, there is a word ARM CPUs then more than all other CPUs together. So we have here a very large market for Marvell and for any ARM CPUs systems. Here I want to speak about some myths that that we know about, that was known in the world about ARM processor. People said before that ARM, it's only small processor that cheap and can be used by wash machine or by freezer and other low-tech devices, but it's really partially right. So ARM, it's relatively very optimized for cost, but for other things, it's really not true now. And Marvell was provide ARM processor that very effective in cost and in performance and in power. So ARM processors, they reach 2 gigahertz core and even more. ARM processor implement all very new and very attractive microprocessor architectures like superscalar, advanced branch prediction, physical caches, multiprocessor in SMP mode, in AMP mode, and all possible modes. So today, ARM processor provided by Marvell, it's really competitive with any other processor in the world, including Intel and MIPS and PowerPC, all others. ARM processor running all operating system. It's Android, it's BSD in iPhone, it's Windows CE, Windows Mobile on some devices. Other myths about the ARM processor is that it's not much networking application. It's really not true yet now. And major network companies like Cisco, Juniper, Huawei, they evaluate or use ARM processor for their products. I especially was involved in some project with Cisco and with Huawei, and they use without no problem our ARM processor, and very glad for performance and for power cost. Some other marketing slides about our CPU. Really, Marvell today, it's one of largest CPU development companies, ARM CPU. It's more than 1,000 people in the world working on it, and we provide, last years we provide 800 million processor ARM processor. Marvell provides a lot of benefits to the customers. It's very, Marvell especially, it's very customer-oriented company. So we provide our customers not only with hardware, but in all support all around. It's including software, drivers, compilers, optimization, sometimes per customer optimization. It's depend on large of customer and issues. So as I was already said, Marvell have today fastest ARM processor in the world. 2 gigahertz barrier was broken, and in Pi we have processors that will work on 2.5 megahertz speed. Marvell provide today the best power little power CPU ARM processor, so it's less than 1 watt for gigahertz processor. Marvell was chosen as a win in some society about plug computer. It's best innovation in 2009 year. And later I have some slides about plug computer, what is it, and what it's possible to be done with plug computers. It's really new concept of using CPU and computers. Marvell continue with the development discovery system on chips that get high performance, is support of multi-core, dual quad-core, and really can be competitive in all CPU in the world, including Intel dual-core and Atom and all others. The new Marvell brand, it's Armada system chips that integrated with video and graphics and additional features that provide Marvell possibility to use this chip in all type of hand devices like iPhone and other cellular phones. As I said before, Marvell not only provide chip, because it's not enough today in our very competitive market, where time to market, it's a very important parameter in choosing hardware and software solution. So Marvell in their development kit have together very attractive chips, development and reference design boards, support for some time few popular operating system today, FreeBSD, NetBSD, Linux in all kernels, VxWorks, support Big Endian, Little Endian, provide optimized Marvell developed optimized compiler for specific Marvell CPUs and for advanced features of our CPUs. We have cooperation with popular compiler companies like GCC, Green Hills, ARM that edit in code sorcery that change their compiler to include inside Marvell ARM machine with all special support that we have to optimize compiler and optimize usage of advanced Marvell feature. We have JTAG debuggers that provide customers with an easy way to ramp up and to development hardware and software solutions. We have a partnership with Lutherbach, EPI, R, Wind River compilers, and really we can support each JTAG ARM compatible debuggers. SDK and core drivers. Here I can, it's my region of interest. In latest Marvell chips, it's not only CPU, it's a system on chip. It's a CPU with around a lot of other components like network subsystem, USB subsystem, PCI, flash, NAND flash, NOR flash, and video cards, and a lot of devices. To be competitive, these devices include inside a lot of hardware optimizations that can be done for CPU, and it's very not so clear to understand and to write drivers for such devices. So it's not enough today provide chip with data sheet and get to customers to continue, because time to market, it's very important part of game in the current market. So Marvell provide a total solution for at least on LSP, BSP level that provide not only drivers but usually typical cases and demos to using these drivers, and sometimes, for example, for more popular applications like NAS devices, gateway devices, we provide almost total solutions that the customer can only put his label on his design, maybe designed box, and inside it's all Marvell solution. So this slide wants that today we're competitive with any one of CPU in the world, with PC, in the technology side and in the performance side. So today we provide chips with 65 and 55 nanometers technologies, and in this year we continue with 40 nanometer technologies, and next generation will be in 28 nanometers technologies with more than 2 gigahertz and all features that you can find in any one of, for example, Intel processor, you can find in the Marvell system on chip. In addition, it's the same performance, but it's significant less power. So all our products that Marvell provide now don't need fan and don't need some power dispersion. So you don't need be worried about noise of fan on your home computer. It's really not the case. And the cost, it's our chips, it's significantly less price than, for example, Intel. Okay, this is additional diagrams that show all our partnership and communication with our partnership like SemiHub, Cisco, Django, Broadway, BlackBerry. We're using operating system like FreeBSD, NetBSD, Ubuntu, Canonical, Linux, Windows C, what you want. We have compilers plan, code sorcery, Wind River, Real View, Lutherbach, it's a debugger. Here we have all ARM customers. Two currently very speaking brands of Marvell. It's Armada, it's consumer faces devices that should be used for netbooks, readers, smartphones, and all others. That the main issue here, it's less power consumption, performance, and integration. And we have Discovery brand that's used for embedded products and for infrastructure products like routers, base station, printer, server, storage, and they can be competitive in performance and price with any one other of chips in the shuk. Here outside of room you can see some of these brands working on partially on semi-half developed board, partially on Marvell developed board, so anyone can see and really to use these products. Okay, it's an example of Armada using chips. So we have these chips already integrated in BlackBerry smartphones, in ebook and in other products. And here we see that it's very, very in a new concept of using our CPU. It's named, it's our plug computer. So what is it? We get Win's Popular Science best of what's new in the world. After next slides, I will describe some of concepts that Marvell want to go forward with this. What is it? Plug computer. It's very small. It's CPU, general purpose CPU computer that located inside of a small box that you can directly connect to outlet and provide your home with all possible services that you can want in the home. You can connect your home gateway or your disk and your computer or internet via this small box to the internet. This is very convenient subject because you can, it's very small power consumption. It's always on. You can run emul without problem for the night, and it's not do any noise and work without stop. So you have all needed peripherals. It have Wi-Fi, it have USB peripherals, you have Ethernet peripherals. There is options with hard disk or without hard disk, as you want. A plug computer based on our 2 gigahertz Armada 300 chip with less than 2 watt power consumption, and the whole product, it's yeah, take it out. Yeah, no, please, sorry, please take it outside. Okay, sorry. It's so in the whole plug computer consume less than 15 watt of energy, so it's very, very low. and we have it with internal SATA hard disk and with flash and what you want. Okay, additional innovation in plug computer, it's concept of using. Today, Marvell not provides this plug computer for large customers. It wants to provide this computer to any open societies on Linux, on NetBSD, developers. And developers really this one that should find what its possible application can be running on this computer. So we expect that developers, they one that will write a lot of application, a lot of possible usages of this computer, and by the way, Marvell sold a lot of chips later. So it's the same. So one of possible solutions that suggested by Marvell, it's the home automation using plug computers. It's really only get idea to developers what is it can be direction, but of course each one can provide or find its own direction for using this computer. For example, if today you will see your home with a lot of devices, you will see that each one of them connected to something else. Your camera can be connected to your TV or streaming box, and data storage connected to laptop or to computer, and printer connected to computer. And if you want to do something, you should know very well how it's connected and what you can do in each one of cases. And in Marvell Vision, it can be something like this. In this center, you put plug computers or something like this. It can be not really in the middle of your flat, but it should be on any wall outlet, and all devices can be connected wireless or wired or USB to this device, and from this device will be provide connectivity between each one of gadgets in your home. I hope in the future it will be additional things like a wash machine or refrigerator, freezer here. My dream that I can put a key and some printer will print out what I need to buy for freezer in my weekend. Because get it from my wife, it's difficult. And it's always missing something. Okay, so here I want to get some connection to software. It's as we know, in hardware, it's only start of point for developers without operating system, without drivers and without applications. Usually our chips, it's not can't live at all. Usually application, it's and customers provide application, and usually and customer applications not change. All customers want to be to get some solution from hardware company that don't need them change of a lot of application layers products that they have. For example, if you take Cisco or Checkpoint, they have a lot of codes that are already written above some system, and all they want, they replace the hardware and maybe software, low-level software, without changing the high-level products. So we see that, so for example, companies that using VxWorks or NetBSD or FreeBSD really a lot of time don't want to change operating systems. They are working with it and continue to use the same one. Really, last time, a lot of companies are moving from old operating system, old used operating system like VxWorks, for example, to currently free operating system like BSD or Linux. And if before 5, 6, 7 years, most of my work was on VxWorks. Today, most of my work on Linux or BSD operating system. So a Marvelous company can provide solution for all operating systems in the world. So we have, for example, a close partnership with SemiHub company for getting our solution and porting them to FreeBSD, NetBSD, and other system. So I'm very glad with this partnership. Today we Marvell shipping more than 2 million chips per year with FreeBSD and NetBSD for Apple, Cisco, and other companies. We are bringing up FreeBSD and NetBSD with our latest and latest hardware solution like ARM v6, v7, symmetric multiprocessing, physical tag cached, hardware cache coherency, and others. Here we can see some system diagrams of a few of our chips that mainstream in our development. It is like Kirkwood. It's one of low-cost Discovery family. It's fastest low-cost and low-power CPU with a lot of peripherals. Like you can see, it's 2 gigaports, Giga Ethernet port. It's a LCD screen. It's a PCI, PEX, SATA, security agent, audio, USB, DDR controllers, and all you can want to build some system. It's if it was relatively low end of our chip, so this is Discovery SMP. It's a relatively high end of our chip. It's provide up to 4 core with the full hardware cache coherency that allows to run this course in SMP and AMP mode. It support ARM v6 and v7. It's provide the large L1 and L2 cache, and 6 lines of SerDes, TCAM-based packet processor, ARBA, Giga Ethernet Max, and all you want from the chip is power management with advanced power management and others hardware components. Small comparison with the other CPU in the world. If we take, for example, Disco 778 200s, it's a dual Disco Duo processor with two cores inside, and it's give about the same performance like Intel Atom, but with high integration and low price. What is a high integration? It's a very important issue that maybe not everyone understand, because when you take typically Intel solution for netbook or for any motherboard, you really can see at least 3 or 4 chips inside. It's usually a north bridge, south bridge, Ethernet core, and the USB chip. And for Marvell, in Marvell, you have all this in one chip, and this chip have 2 cores inside. Other comparison of Xeon quad processor. So we have about the same performance, but less, significantly less power, almost in 6. Okay, it was some marketing presentations that describe how Marvell is good and what it's do. So I think it's a significant issue, but if we are going to real world and in practice, here we have a BSD community, so I want to point on few subjects that it can be work together between Marvell and BSD community. First of all, I suggest that I need BSD community, and this is the purpose of this presentation in this forum, will be familiar with all Marvell suggested chips and the solution. We are very glad to any cooperation with this community. Most of all our source code is usually open, and we can cooperation is in anyone. I'm not sure familiar with the latest BSD developments, but we can want that NetBSD and FreeBSD will be able to utilize and get benefits from all best and latest Marvell improvement and Marvell advanced features in our CPU, like ARM v6, ARM v7, symmetric multiprocessing, and other. So important part of our chips, it's power management. So it's not always can be used or really used, because some operating system restriction. Not all operating systems provide full support for all power management features. So if there is no support in operating system, and even it's supported by the chip, so a customer cannot benefit from the feature. Performance optimization. Sometimes operating system developers, not especially BSD, but other one like Windows and like sometimes Linux, not put a lot of importance for performance issues. For example, latest my task was to port Linux, our drivers from Linux kernel 2.622 to 2.6, I don't remember, 32, something like this, and we get 20% performance less on some of our tests. And when we start to check where it is, we see that it's mostly go on operating system task. Some additional features were added, and some features were improved. They really was improved, but on cost of performance. And a lot of customers, not important all new features, but want to get performance. It's very difficult to explain to somebody that using next on new kernel, on new operating system version will reduce performance. So it's so some tips for performance optimization issues. It's inline function. It's unaligned, prevent unaligned access. It costs a lot in most of operating system. It's locality of code and data for best cache utilization. It's a very important issue, and I don't know how many people go deep with it, because our CPUs became faster and faster. So it's like you see 2 gigahertz and 2.5 gigahertz CPUs. And usually DRAM or DRAM access, it's no go with the same numbers. Usually DRAM operates on 800 gigahertz or something like this. And access to DRAM, it's cost a lot in such system. It can go about 100 or something like this clocks. So in this situation, cache usage became very important. Cache utilization, it's critical for performance. Other important things that we have in our chips, we have a lot of acceleration agents inside. So today, network Giga Ethernet network adapter or NIC, it's not only somebody that can provide Ethernet L2 communication over the line. It's usually a lot of hardware and software that can get some additional benefits for this chip. It can be checksum offload calculation, segmentation reassembly offload, and other possible agents. It's very important that the operating system will have a convenient and effective way to benefit from these hardware features. Because if once more operating system don't have such way, this feature will not be benefited. The same for our cryptographic. All our chip have a cryptographic agent that provide a full hardware solution for most popular cryptographic algorithm in the world, like AES, Triple DES, MD5, HMAC, and all others. But operating system and network stacking should provide effective way to use this. For example, one small example from Linux world, using our cryptographic agent from Linux SSL application, it's became useful only for large packets, because for small packets overhead that required to use this agent, it's too large. Okay, it's about what I want to say. It's our contact points. So I'm here. It's network team leader here at dimamarvel.com. I will be glad to get email and answer questions from any one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Can you please get back to the slide with the support of the community about Yeah, this one. I have a couple of questions here. As first thing, I'd like to know what are the free available compilers that can support in a good way the SMP ARM instruction set that you are aware of.
So today we have few solutions. We have one solution with our own Taiwan company in Taiwan, development center in Taiwan that provides such support. I don't really know today how you can get it, but it exists. We have, as I remember, a partnership with Code Sorcery that develop their GCC compiler with all latest Marvel improvements. So I'm not sure that it's today because multi SMP support, it's not really cheap. It should be taped out in September or something like this. But I assume that it will be ready. We have at least two solutions for compiler.
Okay, and you think that they will be freely usable by the open source community at some extent, or they will just be possible to use by the companies and other sponsored entities?
So in compiler issues, I'm not sure that it's what about open community. I know that open community drivers, compilers today can be used to compile all our packages, not for SMP, but for a single CPU. I'm not sure that you get best of optimizations in this case.
Okay. Then about the power management issue, have you ever a chance to measure the power management improved offered by Linux using a tickless kernel if compared to non-tickless?
Yeah, for example, it's one of important issues by any operating system because if you have, we have a lot of levels of power management. One of power management, it's says that system goes sleep while it's wait for somebody, but this requires that it will be tickless support on the operating system because usually you have tick interrupt about any 10 milliseconds, so it should be supported. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions. I guess the simplest ones are on the hardware accelerators for the L3 and L4 checksums and the network fast processing. Is any of that switching or routing or fast firewall rules in hardware?
Yes. Okay. Our if we will take a slide here, I think in our latest chip, it's this one. We have TCAM-based packet processor that all. Where is Giga complex?
It's the next to the last item I see.
Yeah, it's here. This Giga complex will work with our packet processor, and you have TCAM-based rule that really you can provide here what you want for your optimization. For example, you can match here 5 tuple rules for firewall or for contract or for any what you want. It's open capabilities for other development because there is no single solution good for everything here. So Marvell will provide the tools, and any developers and any company can do with these tools what they want.
Okay. Also, what you talk about Marvell partnering with the community. What level of partnership is that? Do you prefer to go through companies? Do you prefer to deal with individual developers? Is it a hardware being provided? Is it early access to documentation? What's the level of support that you would give if somebody was seriously interested in working with you?
Okay, maybe I'm not right person to describe about the whole Marvell policy, but I know that, for example, for Plug Computer, we have all sources opened. We have open sources drivers for Linux community in Canonical, I think. It's not always the best or fastest or solution, but it's something that works and will be. I don't know what in NetBiz in BSD community really.
For the sources that are they available under just the GPL, or can they be made available under a dual license that would allow inclusion in BSD?
I think most of drivers available under GPL license.
Any other questions? So if not, thank you very much for your presentation.